Are your chainrings secretly slowing you down and you haven't replaced them in a while? Then I'm here to show you these Chinese chainrings from PastQuest, which are super good if your chainrings are basically like shark teeth. So PastQuest offers aero chainrings for 2x setups. You can see the other inner ring is right here, but this is specifically made for Shimano cranks. They also offer for third-party power meter and crank arms, so it'll be a little bit different, it'll be circular, but this one is specifically made for Shimano cranks. And you can see that this is obviously going to be slightly heavier, but in terms of the aesthetics of the crank and the chainrings with the crank, it just looks so satisfying, it looks enclosed. So I'll show you guys what that looks like right now on screen. And we're going to put it on the scale to see the weight. So putting that here, plus, and can't forget about the bolts. You're looking at around 188 grams. For a 50-34. PastQuest also offers small chainrings, 1x chainrings, narrow wide chainrings. So this is a 42 tooth, not aero. So depending on the aesthetics, or if you want to save weight, obviously the aero is going to be slightly heavier. They offer all the sizes. So this is oval and they also have round, but for a 1x setup or for gravel cycling or for even mountain biking, we're going to see how much it weighs here. So it is 95 grams. Now having the PastQuest chainrings on some cranks, we have a carbon fiber crank here, and you can see it's not aero, so the weight's obviously going to be a little bit less than this one. And this one, unfortunately, isn't designed specifically for circular spider-based power meters. So you can see there's a little bit of gap because this is for Shimano. So eventually, when I get it on my old bike, I have a Shimano power meter. It'll look pretty much seamless in terms of all aero integrated. And for the extra hefty weight, I just think the aesthetics of it looks a lot better than something like this, in my opinion. I think that's something that everyone's just moving towards if you're going for aero focus. But then obviously if you're in that weight weenie era, something like this with the space is obviously going to keep the weight down. So the rough cost that you can find a 2x setup for chainrings is roughly on PastQuest 90 USD, $100 USD. You can find them also on AliExpress, and for the price, pretty good. Obviously not going to be super light, but for quality, obviously I'm gonna have to test, but from all the reviews I've read, super solid chainrings. For PastQuest narrow wide chainrings, the cost is usually around 50 USD, and same thing, you can find it on their website or on AliExpress. So comment down below which one you actually like more. Do you like the aero aesthetics and aero gains with the extra hefty weight, or a little bit extra weight? Or do you like the climbing focus, a little bit lighter, less aesthetic in my opinion? Comment down below. If you want me to test these on my new bike build, then you know what to do. Like the video and comment what size chainring you guys are using.